Hello and welcome. You're watching the F&O Show on BloombergQuint Live, India's first digital live streaming business news service. I'm Navneet Dsouza.
Hi, I'm Agam, Vakil, and here are the top headlines for this hour. Well, Indian benchmark indices rebound after opening lower early in the trade, and open interest remains little changed in respective index futures. India Volatility Index, however, advances. And open interest surges in jewelry stocks like Titan and PC Jeweler as fresh long positions accumulate after the government relaxes PAN card and KYC norms. But on the other hand, traders also take fresh short positions in Oriental Bank of Commerce as the Reserve Bank of India initiates prompt corrective action against the bank for high bad loans. And Z Entertainment is the best Nifty performer after it announces its decision to buy 9XM and INX Media.
All right, let's take a look as to how the markets are trading today. Well, it's been a positive start to the week, shrugging off all the negative global cues. Nifty has reclaimed the 10,000 mark in today's trading session. Remember, that was an important resistance that one was watching out on Nifty, and we've crossed that level in today's session. Nifty currently trading above that mark, and India VIX is trading in the positive. So after 6 straight day of gains, India VIX has snapped those and is trading with gains of almost 2.5%, telling you there could be some near-term volatility which could just come about. Let's also pull up Bank Nifty and see how that's trading. Remember, Bank Nifty last week underperformed Nifty, which rose only 1% compared to Nifty's gain of almost 2%. Bank Nifty currently trading above that mark of 20. Actually, it's nearing 24,300. So that's important, actually, Agam, because last week it was trading in that range of almost 230 points. So it's crossed 24,230 in today's session. It's trading with a premium of almost 30 points. Well, let's look at the option strike then. What kind of levels can one watch out today? We're seeing a good addition coming in for the 10,000 call strike. Even the 10,100 call strike in the last few sessions has seen good amount of call writing. On the put side, we've seen addition for 9,900 put. Even the 10,000 put strikes both have added somewhere between 3 to 3.5 lakh shares. And if you go by the premium on the 10,000 call as well as the 10,000 put strike, it looks like the range for the market will now be 99.20 on the downside to about 10,100 on the upside. What are the FIs doing? Well, they continue to sell in the cash space. On Friday, we did see some sort of long positions being added on the index futures, and also they bought a little bit of calls and wrote puts. But overall, for the October series, Agam, they've bought more of puts and written more of calls, but they've been hedging themselves. I see that number changing in the past few sessions.
Absolutely, at least as far as the futures is concerned. But let's also take a look at some of these stocks which are gaining in open interest. Jewelry stocks, of course, feature there because Titan as well as PC Jewelers have seen a substantial increase in open interest. OBC also features. So a lot of these counters are moving on the back of news and a lot of accumulation coming on, the long side, at least as far as the jewelry stocks go. Just Dial and SRF, along with Apollo Tyres, are among the other stocks which are gaining substantially when it comes to open interest, specifically for the October series. But moving on, unwinding scene in some other counters. Page Industries, Ajanta Pharma, Nalco. Page Industries is a curious one. We have been talking about it quite a bit over the past few days. It's moved up about the levels of 19,000, and now we're looking at a little bit of unwinding there. Nalco, Andhra Bank, and Granules India among the others. Of course, Granules India saw a substantial increase as far as open interest is concerned last Friday. One stock I do want to talk about is Apollo Tyres. Now, this stock has consolidated between the mark of 235 to 250 over the last 5 days. Again, we're looking at a 0.5% cut today, but open interest has seen a spike today's day of trade. Now, given the consolidation that we've seen in the last 5 days, well, traders would do good if they would be keeping an eye on Apollo Tyres going forward as well. There could be a move expected. As far as its, moves are concerned on a 3-month basis, it's looking at a correction of nearly 7%. On the whole, not too much to speak for, on 6 months basis either. So on the whole, we're watching out for Apollo Tyres and whether or not that could be a big move in the coming days.
All right, so let's watch out for Apollo Tyres in the coming trading sessions. On that note, let's welcome our guest for the day. We're joined by Hemant Tukral of Aditya Birla Money, and also joining us on the show is Chandan Taparia of Motilal Oswal Securities. Good morning to both of you, gentlemen, and appreciate you joining us today on BloombergQuint. Chandan, coming to you, Nifty has reclaimed the 10,000 mark today, and that was seen as a big resistance. What sort of levels would you be watching out in the index now?
Yes, very good morning. Thanks for having me. Talking about the market setup, in the last leg of decline, Nifty corrected from 10,178 to 9687 kind of level, and recently it completed a 61.8% retracement, which was near to 9990 zone. So market is extending its bounce back move, but now the risk reward ratio might not favor. We have to see some consolidation because maximum put open interest is at 9800 while maximum call wise intact at 10,000. So we require some unwinding in 10,000 call, then only this momentum can extend to 10,150, 10,178 kind of level. Looking at the technical setup of the market, it is making higher highs, higher lows from last 6 trading session. Until it holds above 9950 zone on immediate basis, the buying interest could continue in the market. So on intraday point of view, till it holds above 9950 zone, we are expecting this move to extend towards 10,050, 10,080, but we don't have much aggressive view as of now in the market after the up move and the drastic bounce back of more than 250 points from the lower levels.
Well, Hemant, over the last few days, you had a call on the 9,900 call. You had a long position on the, you were advising and initiating a long position in 9,950 call as well. We are now at 10,000. How are you viewing the move on the benchmark?
See, good morning. I would continue to be bullish. I still feel that there is more room on the upside. Reasons are very clear. I am of a firm belief person. If the put writers are feeling confident, they are shifting up. Yes, 10,000 call, we are not seeing immediately unwinding happening because there is a substantial run up in last 3-4 sessions that we have seen. So you may see 1 or 2 days of consolidation, but for me, if Nifty sustains above 10,000, I think it is heading towards 10,100. So I would continue. Yes, it may not have the same speed of moving up. Maybe it takes another 2-3 days, but I still feel it's heading towards 10,130, 150.
All right, that's a bullish call coming from Heyman, but let's shift our focus to options corner now. Chandan Taparia has a bull spread call on Sun Pharma, but before we move to his strategy, let's take a look at what exactly it means. Well, a bull call spread is employed when one expects a moderate up move in a security. In this strategy, a call option of a certain strike is purchased and a call option of a higher strike is simultaneously sold. Chandan, over to you. Take us through your strategy.
Yes, after a long time, it has surpassed its falling supply trend line. It formed a triangle pattern on the daily scale, which indicates that some bounce back more fresh addition could be there in the counter. We have seen some put writing activity. Longs are also adding into the counter. It has managed to surpass its 50-day exponential moving average. So all these concepts and facts are giving the strength and the bullish momentum towards 560 on next couple of trading sessions. So looking at this moment, I am suggesting to be with bull call spread. In that, one is suggested to buy 540 call, sell 560 call. In the entire strategy, risk is only 6 points while the reward is near to 12 to 14 points. So 1:2 risk reward ratio, moderate bullish strategy. We are expecting this bounce back to continue into the counter. That's why we are recommending and expecting a movement towards 560 levels in the counter.
Okay, so a moderate up move expected in Sun Pharma, but Hemant, we've already discussed the reasons behind you expecting the Nifty to move higher, and you do have an initiation on a long position on the 10,000 call. Can you take us through the targets and stop losses there?
See, I think we just discussed the reasons, and basically that means that I am bullish on Nifty. So I would recommend to buy 10,000 call around 75, 76. I would maintain a stop loss of 50, which will equivalent if it breaches below 9950. On the higher side, I expect a target of 130, which will be equivalent if it touches 10,075 to 10,080 levels. So for immediate short term, I think it's a good trade. You are buying a call, so that means the volatility will hit you less, because risk reward actually is in your favor. So I would like to recommend buying this call.
All right, so that's the option strategy from Heyman. Let's also look at a couple of stock futures then, which are buzzing in today's trading session. And we have to talk about the jewelry stocks. Even Agam mentioned in his check with regard to stock futures. Chandan, we've seen both price as well as open interest addition for stocks like Titan and PC Jewelers today. Would you recommend any sort of strategy? Do you see any trade for these two counters?
Yes, we have coverage and positive view on the Titan. This stock has seen the built up of long position by 7 to 8%. and it has managed to recover its losses made in the last 2 weeks. So half of the losses recovered, and it managed to hold above its 50-day exponential moving average. At the time of consolidation also, we were witnessing some delivery volume, and now surge in the open interest could extend its up move. However, it already rallied by around 3-4%. So buy on decline would be a strategy with the support near to 605, and upside it can extend its move to a 635 to 640 zone.
Okay, well, that's your view as far as Titan Company is concerned. Of course, all the jewelry stocks are buzzing in trade. But moving on, let's address the queries of our viewers. And the first caller is Swati Dayal, who calls us from Patna. Hi, Swati. Thanks for calling us. Tell us, what would you like to know from our experts?
Hi, so I bought 10,000 calls strike Nifty at a premium of ₹80. Please tell me what should I do.
Well, 10,000 Nifty call bought at a premium of 80. Chandan, I'm going to come to you. Should Swati hold on to this position or book out?
Yes, again, Hemant sir already discussed on fresh buying 10,000 call as major trend is now turning on the upside, put writing is happening. However, I'm concerned about the maximum call open interest at 10,000, 10,100. So I'll suggest to hold the position with trailing stop loss of 99.50. If 99.50 is taken out, then she suggested to exit. Otherwise, she can ride the rally towards 10,050, 10,080.
All right, let's also take some queries which we are getting from social media, and the first one comes from Vishal Manve. He's long on one lot of United Spirits October futures at a price of 2,380. Well, the stock corrected on Friday, so he wants to know if he can expect any sort of bounce back here. Hemant, anything on United Spirits that you would like to recommend? He's taken a position, but looks like some sort of correction was seen on Friday, and today also the stock's pretty much muted. What do you think he should do?
See, the only thing I would recommend him is to hold with a final stop loss at 2345. There is nothing which is telling me that the stock is looking great or stock is looking for a rebound. The only thing why I'm asking him to hold on is because 2350, 2345 is a very strong weekly support channel technically. So I would just want to ask him to hold for another 15 rupees. If it doesn't breaches 2345, technically it can rebound back to 2410, but it should be a rebound rally only, and he should exit. As I said, I'm not seeing any strength in the counter right now.
Okay, we have a live query coming in on Facebook, and this one is from Ajay Singh Dodia, and he wants to know your view on NBCC. Well, NBCC, of course, is in futures. Well, Chandan, I'm going to come to you. What is your view on NBCC?
First, we don't have coverage, but looking at the price pattern, it has surpassed its immediate hurdle of 215. Just few days back, it formed a narrow range, and supports are slightly moving on higher side. Major trend is positive, and recent consolidation can provide the fresh opportunity. So he can continue to be with counter with the stop loss of 212, and holding at current level can take it to 230. That is the recent high in the counter.
All right, that's the view coming in on NBCC. Let's move on to our next query then. That comes from Vanita Dsouza. She's written to us from Goa. She's long on one lot of Arvind October futures at a price of 365. Well, Vanita wants to know if it is advisable to exit at current levels. Let's see where the October futures are trading at a price of 383. Hemant, a call on Arvind October futures?
See, I think she's entered at an excellent level. The only point is that it has seen a big profit-taking candle today, and I can see long positions getting unwinded. So I would actually keep a trailing stop loss of 380. Main reasons because I have seen some put writers adding aggressive positions at 380. So just hold on and keep a trailing stop loss of 380. If it breaches, please come out. Because if it doesn't breaches, then she can expect at least today's high to be retested, that is 389. So 380 should be her trailing stop loss.
All right, there you have it. That's a call on Arvind, keeping a 380 as your stop loss. Do remember, guys, you can write to us on Twitter, Facebook, or just call us on 022-4540-4141 with all your F&O queries, and we'll try and address as many as possible. Just remember to add the Ask BQ hashtag at the end of the query. But moving on, let's also take a look at what our experts are recommending for our viewers. Well, Hemant, I'm going to come to you. What are you recommending, advising, going long or short on today?
See, first stock I have chosen is SRF. As you were also mentioning, stock has seen substantial increase, jump in the open interest. For me, important was stock technically should have traded above 1600, which has managed to do that. I would keep a stop loss of 1595, target 1640, but I think stock is already nearing the target. So now if you are entering at this level, then revise the stop loss to 1615 and the target to 1675. I see the momentum continue as the open interest is adding up. Second pick I have chosen is on the pharma side. I feel Sun Pharma has shown signals of bottoming out. 500, 510, both strike prices, seeing a lot of put writing happening. Yes, the call writers are getting accumulated around 550. So I think the trading base is shifting. So I would keep a stop loss of 525 here and a target of 550.
All right, so those are the trading strategies from Hemant. Chandan, what would your trading strategies be for the day?
Yes, we have positive view on the selective NBFC company, especially on Bharat Finance and Bajaj Finance. Here I have selected Bajaj Finance because the stock has managed to surpass immediate hurdle of 1880 and just few points away from its lifetime high territory, which can even aid the more momentum in next coming days. So recommending to go long with a stop loss of 1880 for an upside target towards 2010 level. Apart from that, I have positive view on the TVS Motor. In fact, the Nifty Auto Index is doing well. Supports are gradually moving on higher side. It is forming a triangle pattern on the weekly chart, and the continuation of the support indicates that most of these stocks from the sector are likely to perform. So recommending to go long on TVS Motor. It also formed an ascending triangle on the daily chart. Open interest added by around 8 to 10% in last two trading sessions. Today itself it added open interest near to 5%. So all the bullish bias or the sentiment is seen in the counter. So recommending to buy with a stop loss of 648 for an upside target towards 685 to 690. We have positive on the Hindalco as well. We have seen buying interest in most of the metal counter on the last trading session, and Hindalco did well. It's just near to its recent or lifetime high territory. So a small decline could be added to buying activities with a stop loss of 243 for a new target to our 264 level.
All right, so a long call on TVS Motors as well as from the metals pack. Chandan has picked up Hindalco for the day. We'll just squeeze in one more live query that we've received on Facebook from Suraj Gupta. He wants a view on Bajaj Finserv. Hemant, on the charts, would you recommend Suraj to take any position in Bajaj Finserv?
Before answering that, I'll take up this thing. I think Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv, both of them in the NB space have done incredibly well. I totally agree to Chandan's opinion. Bajaj Finance is looking much stronger, but because he is bought Bajaj Finserv, I would recommend him to hold long. Usually I have seen rub-off effect happening, and today also I can see some open interest getting added up. I would recommend a stop loss of 5285 where it has taken number of times support. And I feel that immediate short term he can get a target of 5430. So even though Bajaj Finance is looking much stronger, but 5430, I think Bajaj Finserv is very much possible.
Okay, so well, of course, your NBFCs will always remain in focus considering the kind of volumes that they have been getting, not only in the last few days, but over the last few months. But, moving on, I do want to address Cipla as one of the counters, and it's moving up as much as nearly 1.3%. Now it's, one of the key gainers as far as the Nifty 50 index is concerned. Chandan, if you have any views, not only on Cipla, but any of the other pharmaceutical counters, what would you do? Would you go long or short on any of them right now?
See, Pharma index itself is doing well from last 6 to 7 trading session. However, the pace of the buying is low, but the sustained buying is visible in the entire Nifty Pharma index. We have positive on the Sun Pharma and the Lupin. Sun Pharma has given the decent breakout, so already we have suggested to be with the bull call spread. Now talking about the Cipla, this stock has more of the consolidation nature with the positive bias. Already it has recovered from 550 to 595, 600 kind of zone, and some writing is visible at the 600 strike. So if unwinding happens above 600 call, then only I can extend the positive momentum. But overall, those who are holding the position can continue to be with the stop loss near to 583.
All right, that's a view coming in on a couple of pharma counters. In fact, the Nifty Pharma Index is also trading in the positive territory today. On that note, we'd like to thank both our guests, Chandan as well as Hemant. Appreciate both of you joining us today, giving us your views in the futures and options market, and also helping our viewers with regard to their queries. Well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the F&O Show. Thanks very much for watching it.
Well, Hot Money is up next with Darshan Mehta at 12 p.m. Stay tuned into BloombergQuint.